So a bus that had the best day ever, huh?
And got a little dirty from a spider web, but went to the car wash.
This is the story about Bruno. Bruno was a school bus. Like all school buses, Bruno would get up in the morning and start driving the same route to pick up the same kids every morning, then go back to the same parking lot, and at the end of the school day, the whole thing but in reverse. It wasn't much of an adventure, truly. It was simply the same old routine. Nothing changed. I mean, yeah, maybe one day it was hot, another day it was raining, but other than that, it was really boring. Until one day something unexpected happened. It was mid morning and Bruno was starting its everyday routine. He had picked up already a couple of kids and was halfway through its route when suddenly everybody heard a loud bang. The driver stopped Bruno on the side of the road and checked and noticed that a tire had blown up. Well, kids should not be late to school, so he immediately called reinforcements. Another bus came and took the kids. But then Bruno stayed there for a little while. Things had changed. He started seeing the cars, and time passed, and suddenly a huge truck came and started picking Bruno up to take him to a shop. Apparently, something worse than just a tire had blown up. Who knew? And so Bruno started a different journey, a journey into the bowels of a mechanic shop. It was new roads, new places. Everything was so exciting. And his luck had not run out yet. After the mechanic, he spent just a couple of hours there while they were fixing him. And then, naturally, after fixing a vehicle, a mechanic must try it out to make sure that everything is fine. And so he jumped on board of Bruno and started riding. But it was the end of the day, and he was going home. So he thought, why not just take the school bus home? It'll be a fun surprise for the family and the kids. And nobody was going to pick up the school bus until the next school day, which was Monday. So he got to keep it. And so, Saturday morning, this was on a Friday, and Saturday morning, he woke up the family, the mechanic did, and told everybody, hey, what do you say if we all go out for a picnic in a school bus? And the mechanics, both kids, he had two kids, and the wife, all jumped out of bed and said, yay! And so off they went into a national park, a huge forest with animals and waterfalls and lots of nature. Bruno couldn't believe his luck. Before you know it, he was deep in the mountain. No sign of screaming kids, except for the two kids of the mechanic, but they were quite nice, unlike the kids he usually drives. Well, as soon as he thought that everything was over and they were coming back home, they set up camping and they decided to spend the whole night in the mountains. He'd never been away from his parking lot. He was excited and a little bit scared too. The nature had sounds so different from the city. Bruno took it all in, learning about every blade of grass, every cricket, and every bird that was around him. In the morning, he detected the scent of campfire, delicious wood burning, and food cooking in the wood. Mmm, this was so different. After all that, they went and rode again until they arrived into a museum. And they went in, and he stood outside looking at all the people coming in and out. And then he went back home, put the kids to bed, and the next morning he took the bus to the school. Bruno was excited and he wanted to tell all the other the school buses, about all of his adventures. And so he waited until it was time to go to the parking lot. And when all the other buses were there, he started telling them. And everybody was excited and so amazed. Really? All of this happened to you? Yes, yes. And then what else? Well, we then did this and the other, and all the school buses were so amazed. They really wanted to feel the same adventures that Bruno had. Guess what happened?
What?
Over the coming weeks, unbelievable. Nobody knows how this happened, but all the school buses started developing flat tires. All of them broke. They were all hoping for the same lucky treatment that Bruno got. Unfortunately, most of them simply needed a new tire replaced, and that was it. But the adventures of Bruno live on in the minds of all the school buses, and the school, even to this day, has no clue why all of a sudden all their school buses' tires started blowing up. And that's the story of the best day ever of a school bus. The end.